Happy Monday.
Happy Monday.
I'm here with
How
Jenna.
are you, Lois?
Oh, it's so good to see you. It
Same
feels
here.
like it's been a long time.
Yeah, it does. It does. Because a lot of things happened this week for me. And I know they did for you too. So what happened this week?
It's only been a week, but it was a busy week, full week. We wanted to talk today about consistency and being diligent with the things that we've been given, the things that we have been tasked with. I have a seizure condition. And that's what happened with me this week. I
Sorry to hear that.
I didn't have a great week. But it was also a good week because I came from this place of excitement about where I was headed, and then entered a season of disappointment, and then acknowledgement of what was actually happening. I think sometimes we need to be reminded of what is real.
Yeah.
I needed to be reminded of what was real. And I had gotten lazy about taking a supplement that I take.
Right.
So I had just really stopped taking it in the evening. I take it in the morning and the evening. I'd stopped doing that. Some of the habits that I needed to employ, I had neglected. And we need to do the things we know we need to do. Have you ever experienced anything like that in your life?
Well, it's funny you say that, because just this week, and the last couple of weeks, actually, I've been thinking that there's a couple of things that I was doing that I had stopped doing. And one of them being my monitoring of my weight. And since my sister passed away on Christmas, I have not been monitoring that as closely. And my weight started to creep back up, which is not a good thing. And so for me, especially on the platform that I operate on, in talking to diabetics, in watching their sugars, watching what they eat, I knew that I was not in the place I needed to be. And so for me, that habit of being able to monitor what I do, monitor what I eat, I had just kind of lost sight of that for a little while. And then before I knew it, I'm looking at one of the videos that we do, and I'm thinking, your face is looking kind of full. Not good. And I went to the doctor and had my tests done and realized that my weight had crept up. Then I was like, gotta reverse that and have to get back on track. So the habits that we maintain that are good for us, that are beneficial for us, and then we just kind of get complacent or get comfortable and feel that we don't need to be as diligent, we need to make sure that we are diligent, because those are the things that help us keep balance and help us maintain what we need to maintain. And we shouldn't get tired of what's good. We need to kind of maintain that habit, whether it be devotion, whether it be meditation, whether it be watching our diet, whether it be watching our sugar, whether it be taking our supplements and our vitamins to supplement what we eat. Then we need to keep that up, because our health and our bodies and our lives depend on that. And then, it should be routine. It should be like brushing your hair or brushing your teeth, taking a shower every day. There's certain things that you can't stop doing. And some of those things that we stop doing, we need to keep doing, right? Because it's just better for us. And so, yeah, it happened to me. And so not only with my weight creeping up, because I wasn't paying as much attention to it as I should be, the other thing was the supplement that I also take, that I had gotten a little lax in taking. and notice there's a difference in my back issue. So not severely, but definitely I could tell there's a difference with my being more uncomfortable with my lower back. And especially after having taken a long drive this past weekend, it became apparent that I need to get back on my supplements as well. So yeah, some of the things that we just get lax in, we probably need to make sure that we're continuing those things. Absolutely.
What have you ever put anything into place that helps you be consistent? I
You
know
know,
for me,
I used to journal and I used to write things down. What do you do? I'm not as diligent about that as much anymore either. So what do you do to kind of stay consistent?
consistency has always been hard for me. And I
Uh-huh.
realized this the other day, um, just everything is this way. I'm a
Uh-huh.
creative and I even like to journal fluidly. So um,
Okay.
artistically, words all over the page.
Gotcha.
Um, I love having people around me who will remind me of things. So even my pillbox um, has other people attached to it, and we have alarms. Like I put alarms on my phone to help remind me of things. Um,
Okay.
so so I'm not having to do all of the work all of the
Gotcha.
time. Um, I have kids, so they have when they hear the alarm, they'll say, "Mom," you know. Um,
To
but it,
remind you, help remind you.
yeah, but for those of us who do have some sort of chronic um, condition, it is easy to not want to do that thing that you are required to do all the time.
Right.
And you really have to fight back against that because it is just always going to be there, I think.
Well, not only that, it's critical for our well-being, I think, for some of us, especially your condition and my condition. I have an alarm on my glucometer, how do you say it? Glucometer,
Mhm.
depending on how you say it, the machine that you use to monitor your sugar. So I have alarms on there at different times of the day. I don't need to monitor them as much because my sugars are pretty much controlled now, and I know exactly what I need to do to make sure that they are controlled. But I do keep those alarms on, even though I told myself I'm going to turn them off. But I haven't turned them off because it reminds me that, to still monitor what I'm eating and to still monitor what I do. So that's one thing that I do have in place. But in terms of, the supplements that I take, or in terms of um, when I'm supposed to have a particular meal, if I'm feeling hungry, I tend to go down more with when I'm hungry as opposed to eating at particular times for the day, because I realized that I was eating like clockwork because it was lunch, eat lunch, breakfast, time to eat breakfast, dinner, time to eat dinner. And so I decided then that I needed to just, I didn't need to monitor as much because I was only eating when it was necessary for me to eat, when I was hungry.
I've had to really um, re- remind myself that this is not something that is attached to my identity.
Gotcha.
Because I think subtly and um, maybe subconsciously, even without my knowing it at the time, I was um, taking on that all of these things belonged to my identity, and
Mm,
that not being able to eat certain things meant that I was less of a person, or um, that having to take these meds at certain times belonged somehow to my identity as a person. And um, it's not true. You know,
gotcha.
I'm I'm no less of a person or different in any way. I just my body has different requirements than maybe someone else's body does. And
Gotcha.
I need to take care of those.
Gotcha. That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. So I guess the question then to everyone out there is, what are the things that you do each day as a routine, or you think is routine, that are really kind of necessary for you to maintain for your balance, for your well-being, for your health? What are those things that you do normally and maybe take for granted that you need to continue to keep your balance? Are you doing those things? Should you be doing those things? How do you get on some kind of a track to make sure that you're reminded to do those things if you don't have something in place? And maybe do you need to get something in place? So that's the question that we're leaving with you today. And so, yeah, of course, let us know what you think about today's topic. Let us know, what you're thinking. And hopefully that will help you or prompt you to think about the things that you need to do to maintain the balance in your lives. And also just to remind you as well that you can reach or get a hold of Lois at As We Go. And I'm going to go ahead again this week and put her information in the comments so that you can check out her book, Uncovered, and that you can also check out what she's doing on her page and As We Go. And yeah.
If you're looking specifically to find balance in your cellular health,
Yeah,
just drop yes to Janice or I, and we would be happy to get you some more information.
absolutely. Yeah. So let us know. Just put yes in the comments and we will be able to get back to you on that. All righty. So I want everyone to have a wonderful Monday and have a great week. It was good to see you again today, Lois, and hopefully you'll have a better week this week.
Thank you. You as well.
Okay. Bye for now.
Talk soon.